That was mouth-watering, Dan, wasn't it?
Superb!
I could think of fasting, but having that kind of food on my table, goodbye diet.
Goodbye fasting! Anyway, bro, enough with our tummy's desires. Let's take a moment and get to know a guy named Mr. Philip Dizon. He's the man behind the PSD Adventure World, and he's gonna take us into the different sanctuaries he has preserved and promoted. So that's next on Modern Day Heroes.
What do you do when you don't have a car and there are no jeeps, taxis, or even tricycles to take you to school? Geographic challenge distance may be one of your excuses to be later from class. But imagine if you were in elementary school and you lived 7 kilometers away and you had to walk 2 to 4 hours just to attend flag ceremony.
Welcome to Modern Day Hero. This is a segment of our show where we show you how an ordinary person like you and like me can become your community's hero. How? We're here to inspire you to be able to touch other people's lives. We're here to inspire you to make other people's lives better than what it is now. And with us is the project manager of Bike for the Philippines, Mr. Joel Uichico, who will be sharing with us the story behind this very good foundation and how we can be a part of it and how we can help in making our community a better place to live in.
So I came in and I gave a tour, which was a buggy tour, which is a ATV tour into the hinterland so that the people will understand exactly what they have inside. No? So we run these tours, these buggy ride tours. We call them buggy ride or all-terrain vehicle tours, rides into the forest and into the single track roads. And during these tours, I noticed kids walking with their bags, small kids, big kids, everybody, and I was curious to find out why, they were going obviously to school, but where we were doing the tours, it was so far, probably 7 kilometers, 8 kilometers to the school.
Joel was just on a tour riding ATVs or all-terrain vehicles when he saw kids walking to school one day. He found out that the distance they traveled, which was 7 kilometers, was an everyday walk to and from school. That's 14 kilometers every day, 2 hours walking. That's a lot of slippers and tired feet.
Well, they need to finish high school to get a job. That's the first thing. Poverty initiates from a few things. No? One of the biggest hindrances because of poverty is education. That's one, lack of education. That's the first thing. Of course, low self-esteem, always low self-esteem, and of course broken families. That's always some of the top reasons for poverty. So that drove my curiosity, and I went to the principal of the school and I asked them, are these kids really walking down? And she said, yes, they're walking to school. And I said, how far would that be? And then she said, about 7 kilometers walking. And then the next question was, how long? And she said, from 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And I said, you know, that's a simple solution. I can get you bicycles.
Knowing 7 kilometers or 22,966 feet is an fun walk to school, Joel contacted Bikes for the World, a non-profit organization that aims to provide students around the world who live too far from school the good old-fashioned bicycles so that they don't have a hard time getting to and from school. Bikes for the World makes quality used bikes and parts available and affordable to lower-income people, aiming to enhance lives and livelihood through better transport. You know, the late Steve Jobs thought about computers like bicycles. During one of his talks when he was still starting his company, he pointed out that according to a scientific study back in the 70s, we two-legged species humans are one of the slowest mobile creatures in the world. But with a bicycle, we rank right up there with a bird. Steve thought about computers like bicycles. Bikes, just like computers, empower people.
we teach them how to ride. Because since most of the kids are living in the upland, the kind of bikes we give them is mountain bikes. So we teach them how to ride, mountain bike style. We give them helmets, we give them shoes, and the insurance, of course. So there's an educational part, but the bike is on loan until they graduate 4th year. It's when they finish 4th year, that's when the bike is literally transferred to them that they can use for livelihood. So it's not really a dole out. It's not a dole out.
Chassie also asked Joel why and where his passion to reach out and help out comes from.
Our family, originally my grandfather is really from a poor family. He only graduated grade 4. And the history of that is my grandfather was working for an American couple before the war. And they saw his interest to learn business. He was taught how to do business. And then during the war, this couple was put into jail, and my uncle was sneaking food to them. And when the war was over, he was sponsored to go to the States to learn business. And probably that's where it all comes in. And from that time on, our family always, my grandfather always told us, don't forget where you came from. We all came from being poor. And so he taught us the value of work and being simple and being humble. I used to go to school in a delivery van. We didn't have a car, so we rode in the delivery van of our factory. So, like that. And I could understand the difficulty to get to school. For us, of course, it was normal, but, and then it probably just comes on to being, paying back where we got everything from.
Here's how you can contribute to Bikes for the Philippines. You could donate cash, but if you know how to fix bikes, we'll need your expertise. You can help unload the bikes, and if you're a photographer or videographer or writer, you could help document Bikes for the Philippines efforts, especially if you're in Bohol or Cebu. You know what they say, when there's a wheel, there's a way.